Welcome everybody to the Landsmeet, my very new experimental interview-based Dragon Age podcast where I bring on new guests every episode and talk about one of our favourite video game series. And today I am joined with Ethan Baron Sitzkrieg. Did I get that right?
That is correct.
Hell yes. How are you doing today, Ethan?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm just chilling. Long day of work, and then sat down to talk to you about our favorite game series.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate that. And again, like usual, this podcast is just completely spontaneous. Me and Ethan are just going to be vibing, talking about Dragon Age. Nothing really planned here, just some good conversations about Dragon Age, so you get to know more about him. And I think we're going to talk a bit about the community today. But Ethan, hitting us straight off, in any way whatsoever, what does Dragon Age mean to you?
I thought about this a lot over time. I made a small video a couple of years back about it as well. In the very short sense, it means a fuck ton. in like the longer sense, it probably sounds like really cheesy and shit, but I feel like I came into the series right away, pretty much. Origins in 2009. I was very young at the time. Can't think of numbers off the top of my head. I was a little kid. At first, I played the game and I think I got to like Lothering, and I was like, you know what? I think this might be a little bit too hard for child me, and I don't really understand anything that's happening. It's all very confusing. So I sold the game, and then I think like, I don't know, a year or two later, I was like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try it again. I got it. And I played it. I learned so much from playing it. Like, I learned how to, like, better interact with other human beings.
Oh, yeah?
Like, I feel like playing from, like, RPGs in general, just playing, like, a Mass Effect, Dragon Age, Fallout, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like they gave me a better understanding on how to converse with other people and how to, like, properly talk and
Absolutely.
that kind of thing. Another thing is they taught me how to like read and write and play with subtitles, and I'd go into school, and words that I heard in the game were like vocabulary words at school.
Yeah.
And words that I didn't know. I'd go to my parents, hey, what does this mean? And they're like, well, how the hell did you heard that? And
Yeah.
and all that little shit piled up and gave me the understandings of the things that I had. And then I went over to Twitter about 2 years ago, something like that, and then I slowly started introducing myself more into the fandom. And early 2020, I started my little group, the Good Morning Thetis podcast, with all my buddies over there.
Hell yeah.
And it has quickly become like an amazing little family of people that I've grown to legitimately love. It's meant a big deal to me.
That's amazing. I think the best thing right now is, even though there is no game, the fandom as an entity and specific platforms, it's just great. It can be so wholesome and kind and nice. Obviously, it can get a little bit dramatic, but majority of the times, like right now, even though there is no game and it's coming ages away, it's just a nice tight-knit family, and that's the best thing about the community. And it's only going to grow better and better as we get closer to the game. Obviously, we'll have new people join as well, but it's only going to improve, which is so exciting as well. I'm
so excited to just the thought of, again, well, besides like the game coming out, the uprising of new community members.
Yeah.
I'm looking to get my girlfriend into it see how that goes, and hopefully well, because I don't know if the relationship can last if it doesn't.
You gotta like Dragon Age. This is my life.
This is everything to me.
You like Solus?
It's okay if you fall in love with Solus. Yeah, I promise.
So how excited are you for the next game?
Very. Oh my god. I am extremely excited. I'm always hyped no matter what. Even when it comes down to like the issues that have come out, like, Joplin to Morrison and all that kind of problems. You get the little nervousness or something like that.
Absolutely.
Even when that shit happens, I'm a very positive person. At least I like to think I am.
Oh yeah.
And when that comes around, I'm like, you know what? It'll probably come out okay. I have a lot of confidence, not necessarily like the leadership all the time, but I feel like when given the right kick in the ass, it all comes out okay, and I think they'll do good.
Yeah, and that's a good way to approach it, I think, too. Like, at the end of the day, You can think what you want about EA and the leadership team at BioWare, but the developers and Weeks and Epler, and not just them, but everyone behind it, we know that they can create a quality product. And yeah, it's a good thing to have trust and hope in them, because they did Trespasser DLC, and in my opinion, that's one of the best DLCs in video games ever. And that's the team making DF4. So it's like, all right, yes, EA and BioWare, and they've done, they've had a few mistakes and pivotal changes, but that team know what to do, and they can do it. And Inquisition is a great example of that too, because I love Inquisition. I know people don't like the open world aspect and the fetch quests, but at its core, it's still an epic, amazing game. And I think it's aged pretty well even today. Like, the graphics on the Frostbite engine and the gameplay, still today, it's a pretty good game. So I
love it. And you know what's very funny to me is I've played Origins and 2, I can't even tell you how many times. Strangely enough, like, after Inquisition came out, like, I checked a couple, I think it was like 2 months ago, I checked. I have 818 hours in Inquisition. I don't know how many I have in the other games, but, like, I have this weird thing now where I don't go back to the old ones as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I am so invested into Inquisition, and even though, I mean, a lot of, like you said, a lot of people have a problem with a lot of, like, the fetch quests and stuff like that. And I'd say like 90% of it, like 99%, I'll go as far as that, doesn't bother me. The only quests that actually bother me are 2 quests, and that is the Druffalo mission and the Golden Hala. Those are the only 2 that I'm like, oh, fuck this. Only because it's the only 2 in the game that, like, make you slow down to a crawl where you have to walk and turn around every 5 minutes to make sure you're still following me. But, other than that, I'm cool with it. I know a big YouTuber that I'm a huge fan of. I know has had some interaction with you, Mr. Matty.
Oh, I love Matty. Oh, I love Matty.
I'm a huge fan of him. I love him. And I've been watching him for years. I know he did his recent review on Inquisition, and I read or heard that you influenced him on that a little bit.
I did. And
yes.
I was in his streams, and I was like, Matty. Yes. Sorry, I was watching one of his RPG reviews, and I was like, Matty, play Inquisition again. Please do it. And he finally did it, and then I was in his streams while he was playing it, giving him, like, lore advice. Not like being like, dude, it's not backseat gaming, but being like,
just
like, things. So let's break up with you if you're a level. And he's like, that's hilarious. anyway, sorry, you continue.
That was it. I love him, and some of the things that made him a little nervous to go back into it and all that kind of thing are legitimate criticisms that a lot of people have, but especially with the his description of it feeling very MMO-ish.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not a big MMO guy except for Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I can see what he means when he says that, and I think genuinely, from me spending so much time in the Old Republic, that I didn't feel that way when Inquisition came out. I was like, oh, this is fine, and I don't have any issues with it. I love it. It's become one of my favorite games of all time. Like I said, I put a lot of fucking hours in that game. So I have no problem. I play. That's just on the PlayStation 5. Again, I mean, no, PS4. I can't even tell you how many I've put in on Xbox and on PC. I'm everywhere just playing that game.
That's the beauty of BioWare, though. It's just the replay value of it. Like, you can have so many different playthroughs. I was going to say 8 there, but that's just the different classes and playing as different genders. But, like, the different romance options, the different choices, the different consequences, it's just so amazing. And that's why BioWare in particular are so amazing, because they make games to be played for years. And that's something that, look at Skyrim with its mods and all that stuff. And it's just another reason to love BioWare. And here's hoping that they can do that with Dragon Age 4, because given that it will be around 10 years since Inquisition, that we can be playing Dragon Age 4 for another 10 years.
First off, yes, please. Like, I would love that. Just, give me a good, long enough and with enough choice and consequences to keep it replayable, so I want to keep coming back. Yeah, that was my issue with Mass Effect Andromeda. I love it, and I play it a lot. And literally, I was at the time, I had the day that Mass Effect Andromeda came out was the day after I started a relationship with somebody. She should have broke up with me, because I went the first week of our relationship. I was like, peace out, I'm playing Mass Effect, and I didn't talk to her for a week.
Sorry, Andromeda.
I was like, this is important to me. You don't understand. And
This is crucial in my relationship. No.
You have to accept me.
I remember that was 2017 March. I was nominated to be the chairman of a new union in a society at university, and it was like the day after Andromeda came out, and I was like, yeah, sorry, but nope. And people are like, you come to the meeting, you come to this meeting, we need 10 people, we need another person. And I was like,
more pressing issues have come up.
Yeah, literally.
The reason I brought that up in a roundabout way, my brain is all over the place when I talk, is when it comes to replaying a lot and over again, Mass Effect Andromeda did not have that for me.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that Dragon Age 4 does have it. And another thing that's it's crucial to a BioWare game, especially at this point, is its DLC. And if they can keep coming out with such absolute banger DLC like Trespasser, that would be beautiful. I've always had this thought for a Dragon Age or a Mass Effect game that I don't know, I guess it kind of turns it into that live service thing. Not that I don't know, it's such a dangerous word.
It's a trigger word, but a live service game can be good. Like Apex Legends is an amazing live service game.
Yes, dude, me and the squad on Apex Legends as often as I can. But the reason I say that is I was telling this idea to like my friends for years and years and years of how I would love it if a good single player game would be okay with like adding, like just continuing with DLC for years, but like good story DLC. Absolutely. And I had never seen a game that had done that until Borderlands 2. Yeah. Right before Borderlands 3 came out, they were like, we're going to drop a story DLC for Borderlands 2. Like, what was that, 7 years later or something like that? Yeah. Which is fucking insane to me. But I was like, that's what I would love from Dragon Age.
Oh, can you imagine? Inquisition, literally, a new Inquisition DLC, like, in a year. Like, okay, Dragon Age 4 is coming out in a couple of months. New Inquisition DLC, here you go.
Exactly, like shit like that. Or like with DA4, do that with that game. And, like, just, delegate a small team to do that. The rest of them are working on, DA5 or the next Mass Effect, whatever they're doing, but have a nice small team to pump out some good story content to, keep us held over.
Absolutely. I think I had a similar idea a couple of years ago of if Dragon Age is live service, Dragon Age 4 is live service, what if it was the final Dragon Age game, but there's like 3 years of post-launch content with good DLCs continuing that story, with this new protagonist being the next one. And although it's like, oh, well, I don't want Dragon Age to end, inevitably it is going to end. Unfortunately, but also I know. But what if instead of it ending in a fifth game and Dragon Age 4 is its own entity and a Dragon Age 5, what if we just had a huge Dragon Age 4 game instead? And I think it's what Assassin's Creed are going to do. I'm not really a big Assassin's Creed fan these days, but
yeah, that's
they're doing
with,
that with
Infinity.
Yeah, they're going to make an entire huge live service game. It sounds. I mean, the thing about I think Assassin's Creed is Odyssey was a really good live service game. I mean, kind of live service because it compartmentalized compartment, whatever the word is. I guess. It gave you cool little DLCs, and that would be really cool. And obviously, Ubisoft have shown they could do that. So I think it would be cool if Dragon Age was going to be live service if it was like that. But again, it is a stigma about live service. And judging Anthem, it didn't work well. Let's just say that.
Yeah, so say what you want about Anthem and stuff, but I stick hard to saying that it was the best combat BioWare's ever made.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
By far, it was fun to play with in that regard. It just didn't have enough, and then the server issues and all that. Yeah. And that it killed it so fast. And a funny thing, when that come out, was that 2018, 2019?
2019.
So Christmas 2019. by Christmas, the game was already at the Five Below near my house. I don't know. Do you guys have that over there?
What's is that a shop? Five Below.
Yeah, it's like a dollar store, except it's like everything is like $5 or less.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I walked into that store and I went to they have a little game section where you can buy like, little skins for your controllers and shit. And they'll have like really old games there that you can just buy. Yeah. And I went and the shelves were just covered with Anthem. All $5. And I was like, oh, that sucks so bad. I bought this for $60. What the fuck? Yeah. And so as a way to support like, the best way I could, I bought like 6 copies for $5, and I went to and I like gave them out to people for Christmas.
Oh, that's so kind.
Just like, all right, you get a copy, you get a copy.
Everyone gets Anthem. Play Anthem. Support BioWare. Get on those servers. Do the Christmas content.
Oh god, I was very much like, listen, it's bad, but like the gameplay's great, and I'm sure with friends, it can be a good time. Everything can.
Oh yeah, and it really was. You know, the combat, just the combos you could create, the flying. It just needed a better foundation and
Yes.
a better story, I would say. But the fundamental gameplay, like this is something that Lucas Fusselcon is a huge crusader for, is the gameplay is so good and fun, and the gameplay loop. While the loot isn't that good, the loop of the actual game
Yeah.
is fun. You know, if Dragon Age was a live service multiplayer title and it was about raids and going into castles and conquering them with your friends, that would be pretty sick. I would not say no to that. You know,
there would be there is so much potential there
Yeah.
for a good side game that's like that. It would be brilliant if they could pull it off. And I think that if they tried and they really wanted to, and with some help from BioWare Austin, which they struggled with on Anthem, they were really pushing back on him. If they really sat down with the BioWare Austin guys and worked together, I think that they could do it really well, because the Old Republic is like doing really good numbers, and with their story DLC that they're dropping every year or every other year or whatever it is, they're killing it and they're doing really good. And I think that the main team up in Canada can really they can do it.
Absolutely, and I agree with that too, because SWTOR, it's a friggin' fantastic MMO. The story
it really
content they've brought out, and I think if Dragon Age or Anthem or whatever, if they did take more inspiration from that, or they had more of that team, obviously I know SWTOR is still going on strong, but if it wasn't, then that team could be going on to that project in the future. But they are a really good team, and they could do a really good job with that. But it unfortunately, fortunately, I suppose Dragon Age is going to be single player, which is good. But I would like a little bit of multiplayer in the future. I'd say once it's done,
Yeah. So I know you gave me a little cheat sheet of one of the questions you might ask me today.
Hell yeah.
And in that. That's a little. I got a little multiplayer thing.
Let's go for it.
In there.
Let's go for it. What's something that you'd like to see in the next Dragon Age?
All right. So I got like three things, but like one's all but confirmed. But I'll start with my multiplayer thing here. This has been a dream for me since the first game, and I'm like, I could be wrong here, but I swear that this was supposed to be a part of Joplin. I feel like I heard it in maybe one of your videos. Back when you made them.
Back in the day.
Drop in, drop out co-op.
Yes, that was.
I want that so fucking bad, and I've always wanted it. They don't need to make any story choices or whatever. Just play as my companion.
Yeah.
Just so I can, I'm very close with like my family, like my siblings and such. And if like me and my older brother, we played through all of Divinity Original Sin 2 together and all that kind of shit. And I would love if me and him could sit down for a session of Dragon Age 4 and just he could play as I don't know, whoever the new Varric's gonna be.
Yeah.
He could be that for me, or in my in the Discord I can hop a bunch of friends into a lobby, or I mean if I could have it my way, I'd just have it as 2-player thing, because I mean the 4 could work, but I feel like at that point it might get a little hectic.
Yeah.
But still, like a good co-op would be a lot of fun, and I think again they could really do it. Fable 2 did it back in the day.
Perfect example. Absolute perfect example.
They could definitely make it better, because that's a little old example at this point. But it's like it can be done, and it can be done well if the higher ups just let them do it.
Yeah, because we know that there were people in BioWare who wanted to do a full-on multiplayer game too. Like everyone's like, oh, it's EA that they did it to BioWare. No, the BioWare teams also want to do it as well. Like it's not just like Mark Darris talked about so many times about how they wanted to create the team wanted to create a Dragon Age multiplayer game for ages, and they were inspired by D&D or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was ages ago, but they really wanted to do it. And obviously they had the opportunity with Dragon Age 4, but that was kind of mandated by EA, so it wasn't what they ideally wanted. But say Dragon Age is at its end, and then they go, okay, you know what, the series isn't finished because we're going to create a multiplayer spin-off. Sorted. That would be amazing. I think it'd be a great way just to keep the franchise going, give it some longevity.
Oh, yeah.
And the main story of Dragon Age is done. And now it's a different age, or it's set in a different time period, or whatever. Or it's just a spin-off in the Dragon Age where you get to kill dragons and do raids.
Yeah.
I think that would be so fun. It's just obviously getting this story out of the way first, and then going for that.
Yeah,
Or even in
it's
Dragon
just-
Age 5, you know, like, okay, full-on multiplayer component, there you go.
Yeah, it's honestly just it's a world ripe with potential.
Yeah,
For
it is.
all
Yeah.
kinds of things. Like when it was it Mark Dara that put out the thing like, oh, would you like to play
Oh,
a
the tactics.
isometric?
The tactics.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah, it was. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry,
Like
my
a-
brain's
yes. Oh, no. That would be
But yeah.
that'd be sick. That would be so cool. Honestly, like
Exactly.
just something to play while we're waiting for the next game, but also more material in the game. Like sorry, more
You can
you
put
know,
it. You can put it in any age, any time. It could be
Yeah.
during the games we have. It could be before. It could be after. There is limitless potential. Just like Star Wars, they have stuff. A lot of it is like condensed right now in like around the same time.
Yeah.
But you know, in the past they had stuff way before with the Old Republic, and they had stuff a little bit farther down the line. You can expand the like a world of this magnitude to be just absolute massive just titan. And I didn't mean that, but it could be a titan of the industry more so than it already is if they just add that little flair, put little tiny
Absolutely.
teams on tiny stuff like that.
And it even brings to my next question is there's been a lot of rumors about a Netflix Dragon Age show. What would you like to see explored in that if it were to exist?
See, I was talking about this
Yeah.
just a tiny little bit early this morning in the Discord. Not much, like a couple messages, but I talked to some friends outside of it. It really depends on like what they're going for. So if they're going for like I have two things that really come to mind like right away. The first that comes to mind is if they're going to go with the games, do Origins.
Yeah.
And
Oh yes.
I think, like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, but about, it's about choice and then we won't have our choices because it's a show. I don't know. Maybe I'm, out of touch with the rest of the community on this, but I don't think that matters to me when it comes to a show. I know it's a show and it's going to go a certain way, and that doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
As long as there's an old god baby with Morgan, that's all I care about.
Look, as Morrigan is the main romance option.
Yeah. So there's three ways there's two ways really that they can do it with the shows. They can either do whatever choices they want, and BioWare, depending on if they have somebody supervising or like assisting, they can make their own thing with like maybe they want to do a dwarf as the main thing, or they can do the preset thing with the female elf and Dalish elf, right?
Solas. Or they could actually do a Llewellyn. Well, actually, that would be an Inquisition story, but they could do an entire narrative and build up to that. Or whatever.
Yeah, or even if they wanted to start with Inquisition, like they can.
Yeah.
They don't have to go back. They could start with Inquisition. My other big idea, besides going along like a game path, is I would love to see a show version of the books, particularly with the King, Marek.
Oh, that would be very good.
I would love to see a film version of specifically like the Stolen Throne, because there's like this one specific part that I would love more than anything to see on screen is the battle. Is it the Battle of Riverdane? That's in the book.
So.
I think it's. Yeah, that I read it, and it was just like incredible in my mind when Marek and Logain are like in a little crevice in a cave kind of thing, and there's just soldiers coming through, and Logain's fucking stabbing them. It's just like a really, in my mind, the tensest of moments, and
absolutely,
I would love to see that on screen. I think there's a lot of potential with the background stuff that we don't see. Like it's like I said, if we do go along that line with Marek, we go from the Stolen Throne, and then we go to the Deep Roads for the Calling, and then there could also be a little side thing eventually when Marek disappears, but we get that live action Alistair and Varric and Isabella going to find him.
Yes. Yeah, it'd be really good, and that would tie it all together as well.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of, like I said, so much potential when it comes to the series. They could do so many things. As long as something is well written, people will like it. Yeah. It could be anything.
It's like The Witcher. Everyone was like, I do not want to see this. This is going to be awful. And it came out, and it's like, oh, this is actually really good. And although they have, they play around with the books more in the games, the book was adapted to be an RPG in the first place. But even so, they have taken their own rhythm of, okay, Yennefer is going to be one of the main romances, and this is how Geralt is doing this and doing that. And I friggin' love what they've done with that. So if Netflix is as a representation of what they've done with Witcher, I think they could do Dragon Age really well if, of course, this leak is true. I think I would prefer an animated version than live action, because
that would be easy.
You could
easier.
You could do more. I'm not saying I'm against live action. I just think that animated would be better.
Animated always gives you more freedom, so
It does,
I agree.
yeah. It gives you more freedom, and you look at Dragon Age, and it's it's dark fantasy, and the things it's got. I think it could work better as an animation of all the demons and spirits.
Yes.
But again, it would be cool to see live action too. I am all for it. I think it'd be cool. I know that people are like, no, I just want it to be the games. More Dragon Age. I would love to do. I would actually love to do
as much as you can.
TV show episode reviews of Dragon Age. That would be fun.
Oh hell yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. I love that. You bringing up animation reminds me of what I think would be the perfect studio to do it. I can't remember their exact name, but they're the guys who they made Castlevania, and they're currently doing Masters of the Universe on Netflix. I haven't watched Masters of the Universe yet, but I saw the animation and it's pristine. Castlevania, I watched the first season, really good. The animation's excellent, and they don't mind getting a little dark and bloody over there.
Hell yeah, that's perfect for Dragon Age. Also, Castlevania, Trevor Morris of Inquisition did the soundtrack. So
I didn't know that.
Already set it up right there.
There you go.
Yeah, Dragon Age animated show, Castlevania studio.
Confirmed.
Trevor Morris. When did you, Ethan, start getting involved with the Dragon Age fandom? I know you said that you got Twitter 2 years ago. Was that the initial point when you got into the fandom, or have you always been looming in there, looking in? How did that start?
My initial foray into the fandom was, I think it was 2016. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change that and say it was 2015. Because I was in high school still. And
what's the same age, right? You're 23, right? 23 this year or 24 this year?
This year I turned 23. I turned 23 on January 16th.
I turned 23 on April 15th. So you are 3 months old. Hell yeah, 23 gang.
But yeah, my first introduction into the fandom was, I don't know if you're familiar with her, Autumn Witch on Twitter.
Yes, the group of Dragon Age fans.
Yes. So I was on the BioWare forum back when that was a thing.
Oh yes.
And I found her somehow, and then I got into her website, and from there they had a good little community, and I was doing RP on there for a little while, and I did that, and I was consistent with that for about a year and a half, 2 years, and then I graduated and I got into college, and when I got to college, I fell off pretty much entirely, and I felt bad, so I kept, like, every couple months I'd go in and be like, hey guys, I'm so sorry that I'm gone. Like, and I just kind of slowly fell out of it, and I kind of like disappeared from there. And then one day, so about a year and a half ago, like I said, up to 2 years, so around there, I was like, all right, I'm gonna really get on Twitter, and I'm gonna try and promote myself a little bit, because I was always making like little YouTube clips that I was really excited about, and they never really went anywhere because I never really had a specific vision or anything like that. I was just like, here's funny stuff with my friends, and I still honestly kind of do that. I don't just stick right to Dragon Age. I play a little bit of like a horror game or something. I'll chop it up and I'll throw it up there because to me it's funny, and I like to post stuff that I think that I would watch, like funny stuff.
Absolutely.
And I would like to do stuff more like not necessarily like just like what you do, but like stuff like you and Exalted March and Gildarthal and all you guys can do when you sit down and just kind of like talk about things.
Yeah.
But I genuinely feel like I am at my most interesting when I'm with somebody else.
That's absolutely.
I have a very big personality, and I talk a lot. I can be loud, and I swear up a storm. And I think when I'm bouncing off of somebody else and I'm getting their reaction in live time is when I am best on recordings and camera.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a very like I said, I'm me. Mixture of being in the city or growing up around the Boston area where everybody's very loud and sometimes very mean to each other, and then you got on top of that, so that's where all the loud and the swearing comes from, is from everybody walking down the street and everybody telling you to go fuck your mother and all that kind of shit, because everybody's a dick. And then from there, I just when I was a kid, my father walking around the house with a VHS recorder the size of your fucking head, and I was always a camera hog jumping in front, and I feel like I would do a lot better on the YouTube space if I consistently made things. I'm a little sparse only because I don't know, partially due to laziness, but partially due to the fact that I need somebody to ground me me and be there
Yeah.
with me. Because if I do it by myself, I just I don't apply myself as hard. I need a team, which is why I like my little podcast with a couple of friends. And like I don't mind. I would like to do more one-on-ones like this.
Yeah.
But
you like the group gathering as well, because it's everyone gets their opinions, and you can speculate or talk about whatever. And that's what I love about doing in my Discord too, is just going in VC and just having those group convos of what is this concept art doing, or what do you want to see in Dragon Age? Without any of that judgmental. I don't like the judgmentalness in the fandom of like, well, it has to be this or it can't. And I'm like, no, we're just having fun. We're just having fun. It's just conversations. It's just fun speculation. Doesn't need to no expectations. Just if they're an elven god because they have yellow eyes, so that's my speculation. If I think that Mafal was once Andraste, that's a fun theory. But it doesn't need to be, well, no, you're wrong, or yes, you're right. It's just fun conversations.
Yeah, I didn't know that like for the longest time that shit was as bad as it was. I think my first realization was Reddit. I think that was my first realization that the community can be a little and then there's been a few times on Twitter where somebody who's like semi big in the community says something or does something, and people all of a sudden are all up in arms, and I'm like, no, I think about like the majority of the time it's fucking ridiculous, but every now and then it's well deserved.
Oh yeah, I've read. I think for me, like the subreddit in particular, it is a toxic place. They raided my Discord server and then started saying a bunch of stuff, and it was like, for goodness sake, come on, like, it has to be this petty? Like, this is a community, like to go and raid someone and then try and.
I think I was in your server when it happened. To be honest, I don't know because I was in it, but I keep most servers muted all the time. Only because I have my phone on me at all times. I'm at work and my phone's going ding, 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 ding. I'm like, shit. So I, when something big happens, I'll hop in. Most people aren't talking to me anyway, so I don't really. I'm not like super in. To be fair, I don't make a massive effort to get myself too known in your Discord, but that's only because I have to run mine, and just having the people that I have is like
absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure you have a lot more than I do. So having that many people in there, and I try to keep mine relatively small
so you can maintain
that
it.
way. Yes, I can maintain. I've had a few issues with some people that I've had to. This makes me sound like a fucking military. I've had to discipline, or like I've had to kick. I don't think I've had to kick anybody out, but I've had to threaten at least one person with being kicked. Somebody else left of their own volition to like work on themselves. That's something that we're gonna wait a little bit, and I'm gonna talk to them, and we're gonna get that back up, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I mean.
There is definitely I hate using the word toxic, but there is definitely a mean crowd in the fandom, and I would say it comes a lot from the subreddit. Fortunately, they despise my videos and don't watch it anyway, and I just say, like, I don't have rules in my Discord other than don't be a dick and respect each other's opinions.
I think that's literally like on the rules of my Discord, the first thing that pops up. Just don't literally. I follow it right now. Don't be a dick. We're all friends here. That's the first thing.
And I think, fortunately, because I don't attract that many of those fandoms, I don't need that many rules in my Discord, because people who watch my videos aren't like that anyway, and that's why they can just come in. When obviously it is Patreon and channel membered now, because I do like having it small. Obviously it's about 300, 400, but for me it's manageable. If it's 5,000, I God forbid what's going to happen when Dragon Age 4 is coming out, and I do have more of that stuff, because I'm like, bloody hell. But for now, it's not a worry. I do think that my content does attract those not the dicks, basically, the nice people in the fandom who care about people's opinions and respect each other's opinions while they may have a different opinion. And I think that's what it's all about, really.
It is. And so I like I said, I think my servers surpassed 1 year of being around a couple months ago, and we had a little tiny, like, not like we didn't do anything, but we had a little celebration of like, hey, we're all still here.
Still winning for Dragon Age.
Everybody's still happy, and we play games together all the time, and we work out together. Like we'll have like a group call, and we'll all go to the gym, or like I'll go for a walk. I'll do like a 3-mile walk from like my house to like my job and then back. Well, that makes it 6 miles, but I go for the walk, I'll hop in the voice chat, and then a bunch of other people will, and they're like, hey, we're all, we're working out together, or we'll like, we have movie nights, which you're welcome to join if you ever want.
Hell yeah.
We have Aaron, who's from France, and Hala, who's from Portugal. They're a couple of sweethearts, and we sat down and I showed them The Godfather for the first time.
Oh, hell yeah.
And that was pretty crazy to do that. I was like, oh man, I've never introduced somebody to a film classic before. Yeah.
And that's what it's really about. I guess now we have talked a little bit about the negative side of the fandom. What do you like about Dragon Age fandom in particular? Or at least what you see in the fandom or your community as a whole?
So with my community, I like that we're all very, I have a good sense of collaboration, which I appreciate a lot. People lift each other up.
Yeah.
For example, I don't know if, this is a pretty common name, but our friend Luna, who I mentioned to you,
Luna Bad. Yes, she lives in Bristol. Hey.
Yes. You spoke to her then.
I was in Somerset 2 weeks ago, and I fell in love with the place, and I posted pictures online, and she was like, I'm in Bristol, and it's literally like half an hour away, and I'm like, I love this place.
Now I recognize where she's from. I forgot, but she did tell me, because I live in Bristol County, Massachusetts. Yeah, there's a thing about the collaboration between us. Like I said, Luna, when she was making her pins. She was making little Dragon Age pins.
I love those pins. They're amazing.
Yes. And I really loves it, but I love that she's getting the recognition and the love for that. That's, everybody went out of their way to share them and like them and buy them from her, and that's the sense of community and love and appreciation for each other that I really love. And then we have Jess, Girl Stand Still, on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
She makes mods for Origins.
Oh hell yeah.
And I think 2 as well. I don't know if she makes Inquisition. I'm sorry, Jess, if you're hearing this. She makes mods for the games. She is great at it. She loves making like different versions of characters and having a fun time. And
awesome.
She puts that out into the world, and she shows us, and we all hyping her up because you're doing awesome and we love it and all that. There's Scott. I don't know if you know Scott.
Yeah, BioWare Bubbling.
BioWare Bubbling. Yes, Scott. Met him a few months ago. I think it was beginning of 2020. A couple months before he started doing the podcast with Minius
GC and is it Tucker?
Yes, Tucker. I was trying to think of his. Whenever I think of him, all I can think of is just Tucker. I can't remember his actual channel.
Mass Effect follower, BioWare follower.
That's what. Yes.
That's it, yeah.
I was like, I was trying to remember his channel name. I'm just like Tucker.
It's just
What's
Tucker,
Tucker's channel name?
It's just Tucker.
Scott is a total sweetheart. Love him. A couple months before he started joining them, I met him, and he's been in the server for a while now, and he's great. And whenever he makes something, he sends it over to us, or whenever we make something, we'll send it to him, and he's very supportive, and he watches the videos and he comments on them, and everybody's he's, like I said, very collaborative, and he'll play games with us. Everybody who plays multiplayer games, we all hang out together. 2-3 more people off the top of my head. My friend Nimble and Nimble Toast Play on Twitter and YouTube. She is amazing, great friend who's one of the staples of my podcast. She's on there all the time, and she's a ton of fun to play games with, to record with, and just to hang out with. Every now and then we text each other back and forth, even though I admit I suck at texting. I'm the worst. She'll send me a text and I'll see it like the next day, and she'll be like, hey, do you want to hang out? Actually, this happened yesterday. 2 days ago. She texted me, she's like, hey, do you want to hang out on I think it was Friday. Oh no, Thursday, so tomorrow. I didn't see it. And then yesterday I was looking at my phone like, okay, what's going on here? And I saw it, I was like, oh shit. And I just hit, yeah, sure. And I was like a day late. Yeah. One other person I'd like to shout out off the top of my head. If I missed everybody, listen, know that I love you and I am sorry. Molly is great. She's a witchy on Twitter.
Witchy, yes.
Yep.
Yeah,
she's in your server as well.
She's so kind.
She's amazing. Love her. Is very helpful in hyping me up, and when there's opportunities out there, going out of her way to put me in them. For example, tagging me in your post that you made. The reason I'm here. Thank you, Molly. And she's another person who's a big staple of the podcast. Whenever she's on, she is a great addition, especially because one of the things that we found out about her relatively quickly is that she's never played Mass Effect, and we were like, oh my fucking god, what did you say? So we put her on to Mass Effect, and I pretty much sat there with her for all of Mass Effect 1. and I helped her out, and like you did with Matt, like explain things.
Yeah.
All that. And then she's on Mass Effect 2 right now, and she's liking it, and I'm excited to see what's going on with her. And I think when she finishes the whole series, maybe we'll do a podcast to talk about it, or maybe I'll do it like after every game, which means we'll have to go do that. But having her a part of the podcast and helping out in our little community and family is fucking amazing, and she is great, and I appreciate her very much for that.
No, it sounds like you've got a really nice, tight-knit community, and I think that's the best thing going forward for Dragon Age is you don't need to be on all the platforms, but if you can find that one nice, tight-knit community that you have or that you're a part of, or you can find, it just makes the journey going ahead. And I want to do the same thing to you, it's just spotlighting people in the community who I really like and I want to shout out. I'll go for Twitter first, but I've got a few that I don't necessarily engage with them that much, but I see them on Twitter or I like them. But Gaming Granny is one of my favorite Twitter accounts. She is so sweet, so kind, and she deserves a shout out. Bless her heart, she is such a lovely Twitter person.
She is.
I love my Twitter feeds being full of Solas Chew Toys tweets. I absolutely love just seeing just the hilarious memes and the tweets. One of my favorite Twitch streamers is Warden of My Heart. Such a lovely, deep down, nice Australian streamer. Just a really, really kind woman. I love Cyrus Spooks. She's really cool. I love her content. She's an amazing Twitch streamer as well. Some of the developers, unfortunately, a lot of the developers that I used to interact with have left BioWare, but still, the developers are amazing, and just seeing Epler's tweets or Weeks' tweets, and even unrelated to BioWare, just when they're just talking about other things, I love talking to Epler about Arby's, for example, or what have you. Andratia, Tinfoil Tuesdays, absolutely love seeing every Tuesday having some lore to digest. DFO Countdown, I like their tweets every single day. Just it was 60 days ago or whatever since the Game Watch trailer, and it's Gamescom next month or whatever. Aria Arts did an amazing piece of art for me, and I absolutely adore her artwork. Solas Valerius, really, really kind person, really, really good friend.
Yes, she is a total fucking sweetheart.
Absolutely,
love her.
She is so
Solas
sweet.
Is very, very sweet. And I first started like really interacting with her when I hopped in a couple of her streams, and it was just me and her just chilling, and we just talked back and forth for a while. It was really nice.
She is such a lovely person, honestly. Really, really kind person. You got some big people like Napuni. Never interacted with Napuni, but her art is amazing. Absolutely adore it. Louise Ferrazzi did my art back in the day. He did Biofans art too. That's why I was inspired for his artwork. I loved it. And then some people on my Discord who Sid, Sasha, Lambo, Moonlight, Faye, Bowie, Aaron, Chris, Marshall, Megan. So many people who really do make this community for me. Lisa Serena. Yeah, and it's just, again, like I said, it's just finding that really, really nice place where you don't feel judged. You can talk about your love or hate for Solas, how much you want to love him, how much you want to kill him in the next game, without being like, just judged, or because there are some communities where it's like, how dare you dislike Solas, or how dare you love Solas. It's like, nah, come on. Like BioWare create these amazing RPGs where you can be whoever you want to be and do whatever you want, and they create so many unique characters, and people will dislike and like those characters. Some people will relate to them, some people won't relate to them, but that's the beauty of it. That's the absolute beauty of BioWare.
Oh, for sure.
And people being like, how dare you not want to do this one single choice in the game because I like doing it. It's like, well, no, BioWare create these games for everyone, not just you. Like, it's so ironic that the fandom can be like that when they literally create so many choices and different characters and consequences. It's like, no, come on, let's respect everyone's opinions, Yeah,
it's a very diverse game meant for a very diverse audience.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit of something for everybody to love. So everybody should enjoy it.
Maybe it's just the community right now with waiting for the next game, and obviously Solas being
getting wily.
Yeah. They're like, all right. If you don't romance Solas, then whatever. But like, I get it. The game is obviously a while away, and people do have certain looks and opinions of Solas and Solavellen, and obviously it's a great flourishing community about that. But at the same time, if I want to kill Solas, you got to respect my choice, because BioWare gave me that option in Trespasser to want to kill him. Well, to seek out whatever that so means.
Hit him with that murder knife.
Yeah, stab him in the back. Like, the thing is, like, there are so many Anders stands who look at Sullivan and go, yep. Like, Sullivan's like, I really want Solas to VB back. And I'm not, no discredit. I love Solas. Solas is my favorite Inquisition character, and I'm a Sullivan too.
Mine too. He's my favorite Inquisition character by far.
But also, the Anders stands who wanted Anders to come back, or the BioWare to treat Anders with respect and Inquisition, they don't have that. So you, Sullivans, are also in the same road of, you might not have that, and you have to risk that in the next game.
I get it. I love one of my favorite things to stoke the flames. Like, obviously, like, in a very playful, fun way.
Yeah.
Is I like to give myself a little bit of shit talking on Anders, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because everybody loves him so much, a bunch of like in the Twitter, playfully, obviously, with friends who I know. I'm not just fucking with people. So I'll be like, oh man, I can't wait to see Anders again one day, so I can just smack him around again, like fucking stupid shit like that. I know people love him so much that just he's one of those characters like Solus that's very like down the middle, like you either hate him or you love him.
Yeah, like Marmite.
So yeah. So I love to just stoke that flame a little bit, just to play with people. It's a fun time.
It is, and we don't need to be serious all the time. I get it. I do. People love his characters, and they're great, and they relate to them. But also, it's just a video game too.
Exactly, of course.
We can relate to his characters, and I get it. You want to protect that character, but also respect other people's opinions. I really want. I want to kill Sauce in this game. I love him. But also, I want to see how vengeful I can be, because that is a choice that was given to us in Trespasser, and I really want to see how dedicated BioWare are going to be to the players who want to seek out Solas and just kill him, if that is going to be an option. I want to go for it. He's the Dread Wolf. He's literally got hordes of demons, and he's going to, he's a crazy antagonist. So I want to see what we can do to compete against him, and if we can stab him in the gut and in a heart-wrenching scene, I want to do it.
Oh god. So I forgot to mention it, but in my ideas for when you asked the question, what's something like to see in the next game? Something that I want to see very much so is I would love it if BioWare just gave us more of those like true emotional scenes.
Oh.
I like my games to make me want to cry.
Oh hell yes! Oh hell yes! I agree.
Like that's I don't play The Last of Us 2 for fun. I play it to cry,
to suffer.
Like I want to, when I play something, I want it to. If I figure a game is truly magnificent when it can move me, whether it's extreme happiness or even more so than anything, tears. If something can make me cry, I have a very hard time crying. It's not me trying to be like, oh, I'm the big man who doesn't cry. I just have a problem, expressing my emotions sometimes. Yeah. But if if a game can make me fucking weep, then I know it's a good game.
Yeah. I think, like, if you can see a character and they do nothing to you, that character has failed. But if you can look at Blackwell and go, you know what, I don't like Blackwell because of X, Y, Z, then they at least made you feel something, and that's what BioWare always do. As opposed to, playing like Bound by Flame, and these characters have no emotions, and I don't really care about them, and I don't remember any of them. At least I remember Blackwell because I didn't like him, but at least that is something that was expressed by BioWare.
I remember playing Bound by Flame when the PS4 first came out, and I was so excited, and then I played it, and I was like, this is very mediocre, but you know what? I'm gonna finish it. But if you ask me right now, I can't remember a single character besides the skull guy at the end. I don't even know his name. I just know that he's a guy that's a skeleton.
Yeah, that's been, those characters did nothing for me, and it's like, the game was all right, but that's why BioWare are just great in the industry right now, because they make characters that you just love or hate, or you love to hate. Like, I don't like Blackwell because I just think he is mediocre, but I was mediocre. And leaving you in a barn after a romance, like what? Got naked, like what? But I respect him, and I respect people who like him, but also like I personally am like, what the hell, Blackwell?
I'm one of those people. I like him. I agree with you. He definitely has that sense of a little bit of mediocrity in some places. I like the story, and I feel like it could have been better. Yeah. But I think I like it enough to where I'm like, I do like him. So I know what you're feeling though, and I understand a lot of people who aren't like huge fans of him.
I say that he's my least favorite, but to be fair, though, Inquisition had so many good characters that for me it's hard to say that this is my favorite, this is my least. But like, to be fair, like, I like him, but he is just my least favorite because I do love everyone else even more. Regardless, I think he's a well-created character. It's just, for me, he doesn't land too well.
My least favorite character is another character who's very split, and I get so much shit for not liking this character. I don't like Sarah.
Oh, interesting.
I know a lot of people really love Sarah, and a lot of people really don't. I don't know. I just think she's a little annoying, to be honest.
That's fair. Is it just because she's annoying? Is that why?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, I don't I'm not despise her.
Yeah.
But if it was like to rank them, like I definitely would say that like she's at the bottom, but it's not like a oh I hate you, which like you got a little bit of that like just a little irritation. I'm like, all right, dude, calm down. Like I'm trying to do good things here, and you're getting mad at me for doing things that really aren't bad. You just don't like it. I don't know.
She is quite high maintenance, to be fair.
Yeah.
I just like her British humor and her British accent.
I do enjoy her voice actor very much.
You don't get many Derbyshire accents, to be fair, and that's why I do like BioWare, where they went, you know what, Derbyshire's in the Midlands of England, where I don't think you would hear many accents from there. I'm in North Yorkshire, where you do get a few, like you know Sean Bean in Game of Thrones.
Sean Bean.
Yeah, he's a proper Yorkshire lad. But like you don't get that many proper Midlands to Northern accents in games, as far as from my experience. So that's for me, Sarah. I attach to her because I do like that. Obviously, you get Scotland, which is not England, but you get a lot of Southerners like
British.
Vivienne and Dorian, whereas Northern and Midlands is like
People love themselves some British accents, Jack. You got that on you.
True. They always say that we're either villains or we have twirly moustaches, and I'm like, no.
They like it so much. You just type in something that sounds remotely British, they fall in love with you. That's all you gotta do.
The best thing is I can mispronounce so many words, and people go, "Well, he's British, so it must be right." And I'm like saying exequators, and like, no, it's executors, but he's British.
I remember one time I went out on a date with somebody, but before I went out, we were texting for a bit, and I spelled the word gray how British people spell gray. And that's how I've always spelled it. And they're like, "Oh, you spell it the British way. I love that." And I was like, "Well, what can I say?"
What can I say?
The accents will always get you.
One of my friends, Sid, when Patrick Weeks was reading out Tevinter Nights, my friend Sid said, "Could you do the dwarf in Tevinter Nights as in Dreadful Turkey as a New York accent?" And then Patrick Weeks proper got into it, and it was so amazing just hearing a dwarf. The proper, I think it was New Jersey or New York, but it was. I actually said New Jersey like a freaking person from New Jersey. Sorry,
New Jersey.
There you go. I can't remember if it was New Jersey or New York, but Carter. When you think about it, Carter dwarfs New York accent fits perfectly. I love it so much.
I always thought about that. Like there's been a few times where I've thought of like, what if fantasy people had more like weird modern accents? Like, for example, you probably can't hear my accent too much with the Boston type thing.
I live on it's a twang. It's a twang.
Yeah, I live on like the outskirts, so I'm not like dead center in the middle of there. But if I would love to see an elf come up to you and be like, "Hey, what's up, you fucking peckerhead? what are you doing over here? You in the middle of the fucking forest, eh?" Like something like that.
Amazing. That would be so. That's what we need in the next game. Like, give us all of that. Like, different continent, different culture, different people, new accents, new voices. You know.
Okay, I'm calling it right now. The scaled ones, the lizard people, they're coming back, and they're all Boston people. They say they don't pronounce a single R the entire time.
I would love it. Oh my goodness. You just turn around, you see a massive, big, scaled one, and you're like, "Oh my lord, what are these?" And it's just, "You're all right?" I don't know how you do it. I cannot do it.
Hey buddy, how you fucking doing? Yeah, you looking for like you looking for Solus? Oh, that fucking dude's down the street over there. He's just fucking going willy nilly. If you want to go see him, you just walk down there.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. That's what we need. More accents. Go for it, BioWare. Hiya Ethan right now.
Yeah, I'm available. I got nothing going on.
I suppose as a final question, what are just some of your great, amazing experiences of the Dragon Age community? I know we've already talked a lot about that, but just as a topper off, what are some things that you can look at and go, "You know what, that was amazing," or "This aspect of the community I really liked"?
I don't know if this counts necessarily because it was a failed project that never came out. There was this big thing. It was a couple years back where there was supposed to be this big like BioWare appreciation thing, and I really fucking championed it. I went out there and I shared it, I tagged people, I tweeted, and it blew the fuck up. And I know Karen Weeks, she said that she would be a part of it. And
was that the singing? Was that the singing thing?
Yes.
I remember that. That.
Yeah. I swear this is totally selfish of me saying this, but that was 100% on me. I fucking... I was not the person putting it together, but they were like, "Hey, would you like to be a part of this?" I was like, "Yes," and then I went on a fucking guerrilla marketing campaign for that shit. blew it the hell up, and so many people saw it, and I got liked and retweeted a million freaking times, and then it just fizzled out, and nobody I sent my portion in, a bunch of people sent their stuff in, and
Yeah.
the 5 people it was that were putting it all together just went radio silent, and it just died out. So although that happened, I was still very proud to have been a part of it and to help.
Absolutely.
And to have gotten it out there. I remember I was fucking giddy. I was at my computer refreshing it, seeing all the likes and retweets. I was like, yes, let's keep going. And I was all hyped and excited, and that was a big thing. Very shortly, the two other things. One, my little corner of the internet, my Discord, could not be more proud and happy with the people in there and the things that we have done together and all that. Another thing I'm proud of is this right here.
Hell yeah!
I am very happy and excited and honored that you allowed me to join you for today, and that we could do this. And I would love to do it again if you ever need somebody.
No, dude, I honestly really this is exactly what the community is for me. Is this talking to you, talking to other people, but like the fact that you obviously willing to come on, it's just amazing for me to have people go, yeah, I want to talk to you. Like, hell yeah, I'll sit down and just talk to you about whatever in Dragon Age. That for me is just, it's exciting, it's amazing, it's everything I ever want. As we just wait for this next game, I don't, there are certain aspects I love about the next game, but mainly for me, the reason that I am doing what I'm doing right now is the community. It's the amazing people like yourself who I get to talk to, and that's exactly why I wanted to create a podcast like this, because there are so many talented, amazing, and loquacious individuals who I'm like, you know what? Let's just talk about Dragon Age because there's nothing else going on. Why not? We've got an amazing community, so many talented individuals in it. Let's just go for it and just talk to as many of them as possible. And that's exactly what has made it for me too. Some of my experiences, I would just say, is mainly my Discord, because my Discord has just been full of, like you said, just creating a family. I'm not super active at the moment because I'm just real life stuff and job applications and what have you. But
a lot of stuff going on. Busy work and moving around and all that kind of shit. I get it. Same thing here, man.
When it is active and when there is a trailer or when it's EA Play, we're all ready to clown, or we'll have like 10 of us in VC and we just talk for ages. And that for me is just what Dragon Age really is. It's just the excitement we all have as a family, just having fun talking about it and just going for it and having fun with that. And it just building that Discord up. I've met some truly amazing people in RIL, and I'm going to as well. Like Marshall, he's going to literally live with me when he's quarantining, because he's studying at Newcastle University in the north of England.
Awesome.
And he's going to stay with me. And like that's someone who I've talked to for like 3-4 years, and I've met online, and now he's going to be in my house here, living with me for a while. And I met some friends. I don't want to call them fans. I hate that term fans, because they're not fans to me. It's not. I hate thinking of people who watch my content as fans, because it's not that. They are people. It's my audience. It's people, my friends. People who my acquaintances.
There you go, right there. Audiences. Audience for the informal, and you get closer to them, and then you call them friends.
And I met some friends like 2 weeks ago on who in my Discord, and it's just, that's what it's about. It's about the experiences that you have just talking about the games, but also the real world stuff you have too, and the bonding, and that's what makes it for me. Especially going through hardships and hard times this year, having people who just at your back and just not talking about real stuff, but talking about Dragon Age, or just giving you that escapism and that time. It's amazing, and it really makes it, and it's a crucial part of why I love this community so much. And whatever Reddit's doing, or whatever this side of the community is doing or saying, I love the community that I see and that I'm in daily, and that's exactly what keeps me going every day, and what I cherish. And that's exactly why I love doing this too, and talking to you. I really do love it.
It's very important to feel that way and to be happy with the people you have around you, and to go into I'm gonna say work, but you know what I mean. But it's going to work every day, and to be happy with the people that are there and the people around you, so you can you don't hate when you wake up every morning.
Yeah, exactly. I cannot imagine if the community I see every day was awful, or was grief every day, I'd be like, all right, okay, screw it. Dragon Age isn't worth it, but it is, and that's why I do it. I don't care about obviously some aspect of me does, but I don't care about the developers looking at my content. It's amazing when Weeks has seen my videos. That's amazing, but I don't do it just so Weeks can see my videos. I don't do it just to get likes. I do it because I love this community and I love talking about Dragon Age with the people who watch my videos, and that's exactly why I get up and do it every day. And it's just for that, really. It's not for anything else. YouTube money is nothing. It's like it's nice to get, but £200-300 a month. It's really nice, but I don't do it for that. That's not a full time. That's not you can't live off that. It's for the community and for the people who I love talking to every day, or just people who go like for me. Whenever I see like a Mr. Matty videos or who else do I love watching or whatever, these huge YouTubers I love to watch. Like I get that buzz of yes, it's another Matty video or it's another Lispets video. The fact that people have that reaction over my videos is it's crazy. And it's incomprehensible, like the fact that people are excited that they have notifications for videos and they go, it's another Jackdaw video. Like that for me is so it's really heartwarming. It really is exciting that people.
Oh man, hey, listen, I've been watching you for years. I'm the same way, man. I get excited. Same thing with Maddie and all that. Whenever I get that notification, like coming from my perspective as somebody who's been watching you guys for years.
Yeah.
I get excited. I get super excited, and the every time something pops up and I'm like, oh, that's right there on my list right away. I click it right away. I'll every time a new podcast comes out from Maddie, I work for a few hours a day, and I'll pop in some headphones and I'll listen to the entire podcast. And he's got like 3 podcasts. I'll listen to them all.
He does. Yeah.
And same thing for you. If you don't already, you should put your podcast on Spotify. You'll grow the base even more, and people. I'd listen to you every single day while I'm at work, and I very much. I am God. My brain's all broken there for a second. I love being able to listen to you guys talk about what you love. That's something that's very, very important to me. Is to have people that are happy and excited about the things that they love.
Absolutely, and I really appreciate that. I really do, because it's when you're in it and you're creating content and you don't have that much, you're just writing the videos and you're going for it. You don't see that much of the people behind it. But then when because you're busy, you're working the videos, you're trying to whatever. But then when people are like, just the fact that you made this video, it makes my day. Or I'm gonna sit down and watch and have tea. Eat dinner. While there's a huge divide in the UK. Do you call it dinner or do you call it tea? I'm in the north, and I'm from the north, and I always will be. I'll always be rooting for the north, so I call it tea, but not referring to drinking tea, referring it to eating tea. Again, Britain. But people who just say, I'm sitting down eating a meal or watching your videos, I'm going to wait for this, or I'm going to wait until I'm at home. It's just so, it really is. It's just that feeling of, this is why I do it. Just for the fact that people enjoy it. And I really appreciate that you're in that category too, and I really appreciate that I could speak to you, Ethan. But as we wrap this up, plug away. Yeah. Anything that you have going on, and I've got your Twitter linked down below, and anything else you want, just plug it away, and people can get more of you, follow you on Twitter, and listen to your own podcast.
At Baron Sitzkrieg on anything that you can really think of. Check me out on all those things. Check out Good Morning Thetis, my podcast, and while you're there, look in the description of those videos and check out all the other wonderful people that I do stuff with.
Hell yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about the people we do it with, and that's really what makes it. I really appreciate you, Baron, for coming on. Ethan.
Either way, it's fine. It's all good.
I really appreciate it, and honestly, I think we could easily talk again soon.
Oh, of course, man. I'm always down. You let me know.
Absolutely. But everyone, go check out Baron and check out his stuff. And yeah, thank you all for listening for this far. I really, really appreciate it. Again, the podcast is also on Anchor, Spotify, all those links if you want to listen on the go. That's a new feature I've got going soon. But yeah, I shall be doing another podcast very soon as well, which will also be very exciting, which will be coming out in a week. But I really appreciate you for coming on, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you later.